Hey guys, Ghoster Daev'ja with a Destiny 2 weapon review. Today we're going to be looking at another auto rifle. This channel's been built on auto rifles, and auto rifles are like finally meta, so of course we're going to take our time and we're going to look at every single new auto rifle first. So we do have the new Trials auto rifle here with us, the Summoner. The Summoner is an adaptive frame, well-rounded grip, reliable and sturdy, 600 RPM, same archetype as Sarah's Hardlight and the other meta auto rifles. So we have the options of full bore or hammer forged. We're going with hammer forged to not lower our stability. We got ricochet rounds to increase stability and range. Dynamic sway reduction, which is a key perk on most auto rifles in my opinion that aren't exotic. When holding down the trigger, this weapon's sway reduction system boosts accuracy, keyword accuracy, over time. And then rangefinder. Rangefinder is going to increase our zoom magnification, which is going to effectively give us more range. So it's a fantastic perk on auto rifles, so it can deal with things like, hardlight Surus. We have our reload speed masterwork that I didn't feel the need to fully rank up, and we have an Icarus grip, so we're more accurate in the air. Along with, I got this God Roll Astral Horizon, which is like the shotgun everyone's going for. Okay, it's not a perfect God Roll, but it has rifle barrel, quick draw, and opening shot. I'm happy with that. I'm not going to go anymore. I grinded so many tokens for that shotgun, but this is a review on the auto rifle. So obviously, as I said, this is the Trials of Osiris auto rifle. So if you want to go ahead and get yourself one, you're going to need to play Trials on a week that it is available. This being the second week of the season, this was available on the 5th win on a Trials card. And I ended up getting quite a few of them because I did flawless on all 3 characters this week. And I ended up getting some pretty good rolls like the one you saw here. I think that this is probably the best one to show off. But if you want this auto rifle, then you just have to unlock it one time, one character. You just need to get whatever win it is on for that week. And then after that, you can farm them out by turning in tokens to Saint 14. Those being Trials tokens, obviously. So for the rolls you're going to want on this weapon, obviously, we're going to have to talk about the stats first. So this is a good time to talk about the fact that I'm not incredibly impressed with this auto rifle's stats. So on screen right now, I'm showing you another summoner that I got that has corkscrew rifling and flared magwell, and a 2 range masterwork, only 2. And the reason I'm showing it is because I have a Gnawing Hunger, the Gambit Prime and or Reckoning auto rifle, same archetype, with small bore flared magwell and a 2 range masterwork. Theoretically, this Gnawing Hunger should only have 2 more range than it, but the Gnawing Hunger by default has better range, stability, reload speed by 1 point, and magazine size. All naturally. All of those things are better. The only thing the Summoner has better than the Gnawing Hunger is handling. There is a 7 range difference automatically, and they both roll barrels, and they both roll just about all the same barrels, magazines, and a lot of the same perks. So what I'm saying here is that when I think of Trials, I think top tier PvP. When I think of top tier PvP rewards, I think that they should be top tier PvP weapons. And while the Summoner is fantastic, the Summoner is a fantastic weapon, in no way am I trying to down talk the Summoner, but I am saying that the Gnawing Hunger has better stats from the get-go, and that's kind of disappointing. So aside from directly comparing this to another auto rifle, let's just say that the range stat is 46, stability is 47, handling is, like I mentioned, is high at 73, and the reload speed is 60. But the important stat that I want to talk about here is the recoil direction. The recoil direction is 57, which means all of your shots are going to tend to bounce to the right. So I highly recommend, instead of just going for the highest range barrels, I highly recommend going for arrowhead break, because that's going to give a plus 30 to that recoil direction and make it bounce a ton less, and give you a plus 10 to handling. The other recommendation here is extended barrel. Extended barrel is going to give a plus 10 to that recoil direction, plus 10 to range, and it's going to minus 10 from handling, but like we mentioned, our handling is very high. It can take the hit. In the magazine slot, obviously, you're going to want something to increase range. I'm highly going to recommend high caliber rounds because it's going to give you a little bit more flinch, or ricochet rounds because it's going to increase your stability, which will help with recoil direction as well. In our first trade slot, we're just going to talk about the key winners, which are Overflow. Walking over a special brick is going to double your ammo capacity to 84. We have Moving Target, which is going to help you AD strafe in fights a lot better, especially with auto rifles with their incredibly fast time to kills. That is definitely a perk I value quite a lot these days. And Dynamic Sway Reduction, which in my opinion is the #1 winner. I said we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. Dynamic Sway Reduction is a perk that a lot of people, for some reason, think has to do with stability because it makes sense with the name. Dynamic Sway Reduction. It sounds like the weapon's going to sway less, but What it means is the more you're firing the weapon, the more it's going to boost accuracy. Accuracy is directly related to range. So the range stat means a lot of things, including a bloom cone in this game, meaning the more you shoot, the more your shots are going to be a little bit off target. What dynamic sway reduction does is it allows your shots to continuously get tighter and tighter at farther ranges, which means you have a longer effective range. Even if you're hitting damage fall off earlier, you're going to be landing more bullets, doing more damage overall. And that's incredibly important because a lot of auto rifles in this current game, especially with perks like rangefinder like this one has, they shoot too far before they hit damage fall off, and the bullets are already starting to spread out. So especially if you have something like rangefinder or you just have a high range roll, I highly recommend dynamic sway reduction, because then you're going to be landing a lot more bullets at farther ranges and going to be able to duel a lot of different weapon types. Going to easily be able to outrange things like rapid fire pulses or hand cannons, and just maybe even compete with things like Suros. We're not going to say hardlight. Hardlight is no damage fall off. You shouldn't compete with it. Even though it's bullets, like I said, bloom cone, they're going to be missing a little bit more. You're still probably not going to beat it. But that being said, dynamic sway reduction, fantastic perk. In the second trait slot, we have a couple winners here. We have Rampage and Rangefinder are the big ones. If you're going to 1v3 trials, Celerity is a great perk, but Rampage is going to give you more damage. Rangefinder is going to give you more range. I also think Dragonfly is really interesting. I don't think there are any other 600s that get it, so that could be fun in PvE. And honestly, I have a lot of fun with Dragonfly in PvP. Every now and then you get a Dragonfly kill, and it just feels great. So, but Rampage, Rangefinder, if you want to have some fun, go with Dragonfly. But that's going to be it for the rolls. So all of that being said, I want it to be clear that I think the Summoner is a fantastic legendary auto rifle. Obviously, the Gnawing Hunger beats it out on base stats, but the Summoner gets both Dynamic Sway Reduction and Rangefinder, which are two very strong perks on auto rifles that the Gnawing Hunger actually does not roll. So obviously, you don't need to just run those two. You can run whatever you want, even with the stats being lower, because 600s are in a fantastic place right now. 600s having a 0.7 second time to kill with just 8 shots, 7 head, 1 body, depending on the resilience. They're incredibly strong. The only thing that would make this weapon not stand out is the fact that exotic auto rifles like Suros and Hardlight are kings right now. But besides that, obviously, if you want to run something like Tractor Cannon, if you have another exotic heavy that you want to run, or you want to run something like Chaperone, there's actually a lot of reason for an auto rifle like this to be in your inventory. And I'm very happy that we're getting good legendaries in a time where we have such strong exotic counterparts. So I'm very happy with it, obviously. And I definitely think that if you like auto rifles, and if you like something like Chaperone, Tractor Cannon, Prospector in my case, it's definitely worth going to pick up a Summoner, especially if you don't play Gambit, which most people don't, and you don't have a Gnawing Hunger. So obviously, I think the Summoner is a top-tier legendary auto rifle and a fantastic addition to the game. I'm very happy that this D1 weapon came back, and I'm very happy that we can farm a PvP activity for a weapon that's actually very good in PvP, as most PvP weapons you find in PvE activities. But it's very refreshing with Trials coming around. I've been enjoying Trials a ton. If you've been enjoying Trials or you have a great Summoner role, feel free to tell me about it down in the comments below. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, or go ahead and follow me on any of my other social media, or feel free to watch me on Twitch TV/GhostYourDave, where I get a lot of the footage that I show on the channel live. Oh my god, but I forgot the most important thing. Make sure you go ahead and have yourself a great day.